After a 14-3 regular season, the Cowboys won the NFC East and went on to win the Super Bowl for the first time in over 20 plus years. And we're getting ready for a big offseason. These Cowboys have the reigning MVP of the league with Dak Prescott. And we're getting ready for, as you can see, the season recap here, just everything that went down. A 27-17 victory over the AFC champion Dolphins. We had Coach of the Year. We won Defensive Rookie of the Year as well as the MVP. It was a really great year. Zeke, with a triumphant return, gets Super Bowl MVP for the Cowboys with a tremendous performance. And now we're looking ahead to the offseason. And of course, taking a look here, you see some of the retirees that are exiting the league, and some big names, some small names, but overall Andy Dalton's gone after 14 years. So some interesting losses as some people are retiring. Joe Flacco's out of here now. Then a bunch of free agents as well, of course. Taking a look at staff movement, here's what you see right now. The Bears completely cleaning house, firing everybody from their staff. The Bengals getting rid of their OC. You see a bunch of other firings as well. In the division, looks like the Giants cleaned house as well. The Packers cleaned house. And, some interesting stuff there. We'll go see how that impacts the rest of the league. So it looks like we have some staff that left with coordinators all gone, which I was kind of somewhat expecting after the year we had. So we got to hire new offensive and defensive coordinator here for these Cowboys. So looking right now to see what's around, you see we have Jamie Rodriguez, who's got one talent for pocket passing, carry line, halfback guru. Trying to see, you got Nick Gregory here. He's got 3 talents for the offensive line, which is a nice thing to see. Open field moves, power running, intriguing. So looking also at the playbooks, you can see with this one, bring the Carolina playbooks, Jacksonville playbook, Arizona playbook, the Detroit playbook. You have the Carolina playbook there and the Vegas playbook. I actually really like that fit of the Vegas playbook with the West Coast power run style. And looking at the talent tree for this guy, he's got some good stuff going for him right now, focusing mostly on the pocket passing and the halfback guru. He's also got a little bit there for some other stuff. So we're going to go ahead and go for Jamie Rodriguez, hire him as our OC. And then looking at the DC now, where we want to, I think, stick to a lot of the defense that works well for us as a 4-3, primarily speaking. So I'm looking to see who kind of fits that 4-3 style. And you only have 2 options. We have Jeffrey Penn, who's got a 3-4 standard, second level. So he's got a few traits there. Runs a Philadelphia defensive style. And then we have a Sean McDermott style playbook for Sammy Rios. And I kind of like what he's got as well. He's got a 4-3 standard, the defensive guru. I kind of really like that. So we're going to go ahead and go with Sammy Rios. I think he's the best fit for us. And I think we're ready now with our staff for the year. Taking a look at contracts, we have $54 million in cap room. And here you see all the targets that are still around for us to re-sign, and a plethora, of course, to look at right now. And I do think, we have the 1-year option, Tyler Smith, for the rookie deal. I think, I could go ahead and do that. It's 1 year for $16.5 million. I may refrain from that right now. You got Tank Lawrence here. He's wanting $23.6 million for a 1-year deal. You got Zach Martin wanting $20 million for 1-year deal. I think those two I'm letting walk. And I know that may be a little bit of a controversial statement to make, but I think after the year we saw Brandon Cooks have, he was really big in this Cowboys offense this season, almost 1,000 yards. He brought in 7 touchdowns and had some really big plays for us. I think I may try to bring him in for at least a 1-year deal and see if that's something that he's willing to take at just to try to see if we can bring him in. So he's going to test free agency. He refrains from it. He doesn't like it. We have this target here. We'll see what he's got. So he going to give him a little bit more money on the bump. He's not interested in signing. Okay, so a couple people are just not interested in coming to the team. Eric Kendricks, 76 overall middle linebacker. We can get him on a 4.6. That's not a bad offer. I'm going to try to chunk it down a little bit, see if he says anything about it. He's going to test agency. Okay, so a bunch of guys are just leaving. Turpin, I want mainly because of what he brings to us for the special teams. He wants to play for a new team. Crap almighty, man. So a bunch of guys just not interested in coming back to this team. And that's okay. Goldston, what do you want here? He's gonna go. Okay, so he's leaving. So we got a bunch of guys that are just wanting to get out of here, get out of town. So we're gonna let that be. We have $54 million is what that means. Do I go ahead and, the offensive line, Hank Lawrence, defensive line, 1 year? Can I get a team friendly deal out of him? Maybe. We're gonna see. I don't think he will. He's not interested. Okay, so it is what it is. Could franchise tag the man. Will you give me a team deal? A very nice team friendly deal? No. Okay, so I'm just trying not to break the bank with some of these older guys. So we're gonna have to go test free agency with a few of these targets. So taking a look at the combine results, and here you see some of the stuff. So that we know for our side of the things, I think primarily what I'm going to be looking at is I want to look at halfback for sure. This is an area I think this is going to be a big thing for us to look at with a elusive back. So you got a bunch of pretty good backs out here that are projected to be first to third, fourth round picks that have some really nice times. You see some of these guys here, like this guy here, 4.36, Tevin Sims from Florida State. You also have Shaq Wallace, which I love the name there, doing some really nice things as well. So we're looking at halfback. I also want to try to grab a receiver. I really want to try to get a guy that's 4.25, man. That's insane. The vertical's nice. The broad jump's good. He's projected to be undrafted, it says right now. So he's the fastest dude, but he's projected to go undrafted. So we may see what he can turn out to as like a 6th or 7th round pick, maybe. Brockers is a round 1. You got a day 3 guy in Milner. So I'm really trying to build out some speed for this Cowboys. And as our team needs, we need a guard to refill the spot we just gave up with Zach Martin. We know we need to get a linebacker as well, but it's mainly receiver, a little bit of offensive line, and a little bit for our middle linebacker core as well. So you see the big targets that are all around for free agency. The biggest one is Ward here. He's 91 overall, 29 years old. He's really interested in coming to the team. I'm not so sure we need him, to be honest with you. I'm more so interested in looking at potentially like a middle linebacker and a receiver, like an Amari Cooper coming back to Dallas is intriguing to me. Let's go ahead and take a look at the halfback core. So you got Elijah Mitchell. Again, I don't know how much I'm willing to go with these guys. I may go down the draft route, but you see some of the guys that are around here. Eckler, you got Mozart, you got Gainwell, 26 years old. And again, I'm really just trying to focus on speedsters. So a guy like Elijah Mitchell is intriguing to me. Out of UL Lafayette, he's expecting right now a $16.2 million deal. I don't know if I'm willing to pay that right now. Looking at receivers, you got Cooper, whose expected value is at 27.5 million, 13.7 million per year. There's 5 teams interested. Hopkins as well. A little bit older. You got Elijah Moore, 25 years old. And then you got Rondell Moore. So we can go for the Moores and maybe Hardman. Look at the speed these guys have, 95 speed. Again, I could utilize that. If we can get speed like that for the cheap, we can maybe utilize that, like a 3-year deal like this to move in here. So right now we have CD, we have Jalen Tolbert, and that's really about it. So we're trying to fill in this receiving core with some talent. And I think if we can get a guy like this that can add some speed, I can make that do and be happy about that. You got Cooks here. He's got 92 speed. Hardman, Nicole Hardman Jr. is 27. Who's the best speedster on the market right now? So Thornton, you got Watkins, Hardman. So Hardman, I think, is a safe play. We may look at him and see if we can get him to land with us. Let's look at the right guard situation. So there's Martin there. You got Will Fries right there. Turner, Tomlinson, Van Rotten. Right now, our closest guy to this is, who do we have? right now. We have TJ Bass, Nathan Thomas. So nobody over 65, 67 overall. Just not the best. I could convert a left guard potentially over. Heck, let's just keep looking at other guys. You know, Wills Jr. is an intriguing premise. $14.9 million. You got a guy like Kendrick Green here that's a left guard, 26 years old, that I could potentially move over. Christensen, Wynn as well, that are younger dudes. Looking at the right guard situation here, Fries is not a bad play. 11 point something million as well. He's pretty cheap. And he's younger, so he could develop for us. So let's go ahead and look at that. Make the offer. See if that's a guy we can land. Let's go look at the linebacker situation now. So we need a middle linebacker. Levante David's the best one. We have Demarion Overshone, who's right now going to be the starting middle linebacker for us. I don't necessarily want to take that away from him. I want to see, who do we have at left outside backer? Damone Clark. Our right outside backer right now is Liofu. Okay, so we got some youngsters for the linebacker core spot. So it's not necessarily something it's a must that we get. I may keep what we have then and just stick with Overshone, but it wouldn't hurt to maybe find something else out here in the secondary. So we had a guy like Charvarius Ward here was very interested in coming to the team. We have Trayvon Diggs. We already have Deron Bland. 1 year, man. A 1 year deal. I just don't know if that's worth it, man. I don't want to lock up somebody for a 1 year deal. Like a Michael Carter is more intriguing to me. He's 26 years old. We can get him on a 3-year deal. He'd immediately fit in as maybe like a slot receiver or slot corner for us, potentially. Let's just throw that out there, see. So that's where we're at right now. Do we have... Did our punter leave? I thought I signed our punter. Did I not? Brian Anger? Yeah, I still have him. Okay, just making sure. Let's look at receivers here. So, you know, do I try to bring back a guy like Coop? Who right now, we have CD, we have Tolbert. I'm going after those other speedsters. Do I want to bring in a guy like Amari Cooper to come back to Dallas? I think it's an intriguing premise. I'm going to try it. I'm intrigued by the premise of bringing back Cooper. So let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and go eval offers. And let's see. So players have evaluated, submitted offers. So let's see here. So the guys that we here. So it looks like Cooper, Moore, and Hardman all are locks that would potentially try to come to us. We also offered Freeze. That's pretty good. They like our deals. The winning offer would be us. So we could potentially get 3 receivers and a right guard straight off the get here. And I'm happy about that because then that means in the draft, we could focus on some young defense and maybe a young halfback and maybe another receiver as well. So we're going to go ahead and advance the day and see which one of those guys sticks with us here potentially. All right, taking a look at Pro Day, we got some more stuff here. So let's take a look at halfbacks for Pro Day. Conway, we already knew was a guy that was really intriguing. We've scouted him a good bit, as well as Wallace. Wallace is a guy, I think, Shaq Wallace is a guy I'm going to put a favorite on him. He's a guy I think would be interesting to come to Dallas. You see top fits, he's perfect for us. Looks like he's physical skills. He's second in terms of 40-yard dash. He's got great acceleration, elite change of direction, great speed. Some really good stuff there. The skill wise, you see his stamina is great. His pass blocks pretty dang good. So I like what I'm seeing from him. Don't know if necessarily he's gonna be the guy we go for first pick. You got a guy here. Who else do we have here? Looking at a later pick here out of Indiana. Good fit for us as well. He's got some good skills, good stiff arm, good trucking, good awareness, good ball vision. Pass blocks in A. I think Joseph's a good guy. If we don't land on Wallace, I think Joseph would be a good middle late round pick at 3rd, 4th round. Certainly would. Looking at the receiving core, we've been looking at a couple of these guys like a Gentry here. You know, he's got decent catch, not the best, to be honest with you there. I'm also wanting to look at offensive line just to see if there's any other pieces here. Let's go look at linebacker. Matter of fact, linebacker, not a ton I'm looking at there. Maybe you look at the secondary a little bit, but let's go ahead and let's get out of this. Let's look to see the free agency things here. Let's just look. I'm curious to see where we're at. And you can see right there, let's see, view available free agents. So Zach Martin is a Bronco, it looks like. So Zach Martin going to go all over there to the Broncos of Bo Nix. Ward with the Vikings. Tank Lawrence with the Chargers. Okay. Levante David still unsigned. Stephen Gilmore is going to Carolina. Khalil Mack to the Rams. Bakhtari to the Washington. Kelly to the Bears. Scherf. Okay, so we got Coop back to Dallas. Cooper's back to Dallas. DeAndre Hopkins going over to their Tampa. Xavier Woods going to Vegas. We got Carter the second coming to Dallas. Who else is there? Brandon Cooks still not signing anywhere. We've landed Rondell Moore. So let's look. So we've landed all five guys. We got them all. All right. So we still have $16 million in space around and available that we could spend if needed. Backup quarterback is a situation we need to look at because right now we have Dak Prescott. And that is it. We don't have a backup for the MVP. So it's probably in our best interest to go find a person in case of an injury. If something were to have happened, we need to have a backup situation planned out. So I think it's good to probably go ahead and sign a vet that's had some experience in case that does happen, and probably look at a late round draft pick or a mid round draft pick of a quarterback as well. So I think a guy young, I would want to go get somebody that's a little bit, I don't want to go too cheap, but you know, a guy like Russell Wilson doesn't scare me as a backup QB because he's had the experience. He could come in here and it could help out. You got a Sam Darnold type experience. You got Zach Wilson as well that can come in, but he's wanting a bigger deal. He's wanting a 3-year deal, and I just don't know if I'm willing. Like I could go ahead and say $1 million, like a 1-year deal for $1.8 million. And see if that is something he's interested in. I'm not afraid of that whatsoever. I think that's something we're good with. What's new on the defensive tackles front here? What do we have right now? So we have Osa, Mazi. Probably good to maybe find another D tackle that could help us out. So a guy like, you know, right here, you got Bobby Brown III, 25 years old. He's young. A 1-year deal for him sounds like a sure bet for depth's sake. So we'll go ahead and sign that guy. I'm pretty good with that. So I think that's a pretty safe bet for us. Let's go ahead and just go to the next week. Okay, and it looks like we got both of them. So Brown, we also got Zach Wilson as well. So we got our backup QB. We got another defensive tackle to add some depth. We got our new offensive lineman. We got 3 receivers and another corner. So we're filling some need spaces. With $6 million, I think we're going to leave it be. Trying to see if there's any other big names that finally went off. As you can see, where kind of everybody's at. I'm curious. Cooks, yeah, he got signed by the Raiders. Okay, intriguing. Good for him. So I'm happy with what we got in free agency. I think we filled some big needs. Let's go ahead and get to the draft, shall we? All right, so it's time for the draft, and I'm really intrigued by this. You see some of the storylines on the right there. The Raiders want a new QB. This is what you see Devontae Adams saying. And we know where we're kind of standing right now. We know that our top need is a linebackers and a halfback and probably a younger quarterback just in case, you know, something else happens. So let's go ahead and get to the draft where hopefully we can have some big steals. All right, so we're at the draft. Let's go ahead and advance. We have the 32nd pick in the first round, of course. So let's go ahead and make our pick. And we have a minute 56 to make it happen. So here we go. Let's see what's on the board. We have Wallace available. So Wallace is still around. Again, I'm looking at him and I'm looking at this other guy as well. This younger guy right here. I think DeAndre Joseph may be the guy we go for. I think Joseph, I'm not going to get him right now, but he's got elite jumping, good speed, good acceleration. He runs a 4.4 total. You see his pass block's good, his stamina's good, his trucking's good, his stiff arm's good, his awareness is good. He doesn't have a great juke. Ball carry vision's great. I like a lot of what I'm seeing there for that. See what we got here with Wallace. He doesn't really bring a lot of that. He's got good stamina, but outside of that, not much else sticks out for him. So that may not be the play we go with. So let's go ahead and go to all. And we may go look at a quarterback for a backup QB or a linebacker here. So let's look at Edwards here. Edwards didn't really destroy very well in the combine, but you know what? At a linebacker in the first round, I think I may be willing to look at that. So we got 30 something seconds here. Looking at this guy, Ben House, got great accuracy for deep accuracy. That's not a bad bit. I mean, that quarterback dropped that far. You know what? Let's just go with it. Let's roll the dice on a backup QB. And let's see. So we draft our quarterback, stud finder. Ladies and gentlemen, we found a hidden dev trait as Roger Goodell is going to announce a guy that was projected to be a top 5 pick. Falls all the way to the champion Cowboys as the 32nd pick of the first round. And this is certainly interesting. So he's a true values at 32. We got him there. He's beautiful deep ball, maintains mechanics and accuracy under pressure. It says lacks NFL level arm strength. Now he does have a hidden dev trait. He's got 78 speed, 94 throw power. Dude, the dude may develop for us. And when Dak eventually leaves in a couple of years, he may be ready. Ben House may be the guy to take over for Dak Prescott in the future. All right, second pick, second round, and we're going to see what's around. So there is Joseph still on the board. He's a third, fourth round pick. Do I wait one more round in hopes that he's still there? I don't know. You got a guy like Stockton. Let's see what's all on the board right now. You got a deep threat here with Gentry. You've got, so Gentry's got, it looks like, some decent abilities. Not the best catch in traffic. Catching's not great. I don't love it. That doesn't scream to me stud. It doesn't scream stud to me. So let's go ahead and let's go get Joseph. Get him a little bit early. Hope it works out. Let's see. All right, let's skip. So it's a B. His true value rank is a 17. We got him at 64. Displayed ability to stay straight up and drag tacklers, limits fumbles, loves running over defenders. He is a hidden dev trait. We're 2 for 2, ladies and gentlemen. 91 speed. Whoa, this guy may come right in. He's 6 foot 233 out of Indiana. We're winning, y'all. We're winning right now. So we got in the QB, we got in the halfback. Now we need to find some linebackers, really, for some depth, and maybe looking at another receiver or something like that as well wouldn't hurt us. Looking at a guy here, we have Hughes. Let's go to who we've scouted the best so far. So we got halfbacks. There's Gentry. There's a corner there. None that are just like, okay, so Whitlock's interesting to me. He's a round 3, round 4 guy. Let's look at him. He's a playmaker. They're saying right now he's got nothing that says elite. Catching traffic's not great. Catching's a B. I don't know about that, man. I just don't know if he's the safe pick. Let's go to middle linebackers and see what's on the board still. So we know nothing much here. But I'm going to just roll the dice. Deion, what's your last name? Deion Saunders, not Deion Sanders, but Deion Saunders. Smart, rangy zone defender, dependable tackler. We took him a little early. He's a hidden dev trait too, though. We're 3 for 3 on dev traits. I'm not going to complain about that because that just means we have some potential in the locker room. So 4th round, our 32nd pick in the 4th round. I think we do want to look at a receiver for this. And this Gentry guy's still around. He's still here. He's a deep threat. 6'3", 219 out of North Carolina. What were the speed showing on this? So he was 12th in receivers on speed, which was solid. Not great, though. 6'3", 219. Let's look at this other guy a little below him. Another deep threat type guy, maybe. So you got a Whitlock here. Whitlock, 6 foot 198. He's a little bit quicker. He's got decent. You know what? Let's just go with Gentry. I think something about him I think maybe will work out for us. We'll see. We got him still a little bit early, faster on tape, strong, reliable hands to make contested catches, reliable hands. So that's good. Normal dev trait, not gonna be a guy that's probably gonna touch the field very much for a while. Okay, 5th round, and this is where I really wanted to find the sleepers on defense. I want to find some guys that can help on the edge, maybe. You know, Tank Lawrence is gone. Maybe a guy like this. He's a day 3 pick that had elite strength, good acceleration. Let's look at some ends, shall we? Let's look at some ends out there, some right ends, some left ends that we could flip around. Undrafted. Got a couple guys here. Let's look at Hatchet here, just because his name's amazing. He's good. You know what, Hatchet? We may roll with you. We're gonna roll with Hatchet and see what you got. So, terrible pick for us, it looks like. Yeah, not a great pick in the 5th round. All right, 6th round. What do we do? What do we do here? So we got a corner here. He's a zone corner that we've scouted a good bit of. Is he the highest? Okay, so we still got a couple guys here. We got a Troy Graham. Let's look at some of these corners here, shall we? So let's look at Easley. He, not terrible. Let's go. Let's just shoot for him. Let's see. All right, so we got a little bit of value on him. No ability though. All right, so the draft's complete. Let's see the contract details and all the like. I'm curious. So here's what we got. We got a 74 overall QB, a rookie, 75 overall halfback, and then a 69 overall linebacker, 68 overall receiver. Okay, not the worst. Let's look at overall in the draft. How did we fare? So who's the highest overall? Good Lord, Kerry Conway out of Memphis. He was the number 26 pick in the 1st round, 81 overall. McCoy, Moss, and then we had Sims, who we were looking at as well, but he went in the 3rd round. Okay, Hatchet, Rashad Hatchet, defensive tackle, 3rd round pick. We're looking at him, Hillhouse. So we had some decent picks. Looks like in terms of overall, we had some good studs in there, but we didn't get the best overall wins. But I'm not disappointed at all by the draft. So I am a little bit curious to know how things are going to go for us. So let's look at the preseason here. We lost to the Chiefs. I'm curious to see who played for us out here. So let's see. Dak played a couple drives. Did he play the whole game? What is this? What? Okay, weird. Running backs. I don't know. Some of these stats are not adding up to me, but okay, very interesting. But I'm curious to see who will come out as our guys that are going to be the kind of the sleepers that make the roster and maybe play quite a bit. All right, and we have some offers for cutting. We have to cut 11 people, but we also have a trade offer, it looks like. And I'm curious to see who this is. It's Sam Williams. I received a deal for Sam Williams. What do we have here then? So I got a couple offers here. We got Ravens, Devontae Walker, Daquan Jones. I just don't know if I'm willing to give up Sam Williams. I may move him over to the left end if I need to. Denzel Perryman, not great. None of these are screaming to me like, go get it done. So I'm just going to reject those, I think. All right, so we need to cut some people. Here are the recommended cuts. So Josh DeBerry, I'm going to move to the practice squad. We got Tyrese Wheat, who right now 63 overall. I'm just gonna move him to the practice squad. Isaiah Bolden, practice squad guy. Justin Rogers, we have 4. He's currently the 4th defensive tackle, 66 overall. Snoop Connor, it's our 6th halfback. I'm cutting the dude. Good Lord, I don't need that many guys on my team. But we got another corner here, Jalen Armour Davis. I love the name, but you got to go. Sorry, it is what it is. What else do we have here? So we have Jalen Brooks, 26. Let's see. We've got 9 receivers, 5th on the depth chart right now. Eric Scott Jr. Okay, we're just going to go position by position and take a look. So at quarterback, here's what we got. We got Dak. We got Ben House. We've got Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson, I'm going to keep. Man, I don't know if I need 3 QBs on my roster, to be honest with you guys. We got Rico. We got DeAndre Joseph, who I think may be the starter. I may just go with the rookie out the gate. We got Deuce Vaughn. We got Zeke. I think Malik Davis is gone. I mean, Zeke had a insane year, but he may be gone before all said and done. So, gosh, man, we see our running back room, how just muddled up it is. It's crazy. Receiving room right here, I like what we have at receiver quite a lot. We have CD, we have Coop, we have Rondell Moore, we have Nicole Hardman Jr., got Jalen Tolbert, and then we got some spares. So we got a Jalen Brooks here I don't need necessarily. Evan Gentry, 68 overall. Do I keep a Jalen Monroe Cropper? I'm going to just keep the youngster and see. So that gives me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think that's good. Tight end room, we have 3 guys right now. I don't necessarily need any more than 2. So I need to cut 2 more players. So looking at left guard, I've got 3 guys. I'm going to keep all 3 just because we need backups. So defensive tackle, some of these guys on defense, I'm just not willing to cut. It may have to come from the corners. So right now, cornerback room, we have Diggs, Bland, Carter, Lewis, Booth, Carson, Easley, and then Scott Jr. Let's go ahead and just move him. And it may be the easy play. Just go ahead and just 2 guys there. All right, looking at the depth chart, here's where we're at for QB. We have the reigning MVP, Dak Prescott, followed by the rookie Ben House out of Stanford. Gonna be a guy that probably takes over for Dak eventually in 3-4 years, whenever time that comes. Zach Wilson behind him. Halfback, says Rico, Zeke, Deuce, and then we have the rookie Joseph. I don't know, guys. Something tells me we need to trust Joseph. Something tells me that's gonna be the play. The rookie, he's the same overall as everybody pretty much. Just go with the guy, right? Zeke, he did his thing for us last year. He can do some stuff for us as well. Gonna be our backup. I'll go rookie and vet. We'll see how that plays. Looking at the receiving room, the CD, it's Coop, it's Moore, Hardman, Tolbert. I think that's pretty strong for us. We have some great speed out there as well. I think that's going to really help our offense. Defense, or obviously we have what we need on the offensive line. We have Guyton, Smith, center. We have BB. Right guard, now we have Will Fries out there. We have Terrence Steele as well. Our ends are going to be Nealand and Parsons. I think that's going to be a safe play for us right now. Linebackers is where we're going to be a little bit iffy. We're going to see Damone Clark, young. I hope he could be a great player for us. Overshown, giving him the chance. Giving him the chance to start and see if he steps up. Leofu as well out there. We have Diggs, Bland, Carter, and Lewis. So I think we got some strong suits on this defense. Looking at the return game, it's probably going to be obviously... Oh, it says Hardman. Really? Oh, Hardman, Lewis, Moore, Gentry, Vaughn. Dude, where... Okay, so Hardman's going to be returning kicks for us, it looks like. We also have him returning punts as well. Okay, I can deal with that. Third down back right now is going to be Zeke, of course. The power back's going to be Zeke. Slot receiver is going to be Rondell Moore. I like it a lot. I think that's really smart for us. I may actually move that to Nicole Hardman, potentially, just because he's got a little bit better speed. I am actually going to do that. What else do we have here? Who's my sub corner? Okay, good. So I like what we got, y'all. I think we have a strong team built out. Year 2 should be a lot of fun. We are the reigning champs. We're getting ready. You see the roster. We were 85 overall. A little bit worse from last year just because we were missing some big pieces that, you know, we went a little younger. We went more youthful. We're getting ready for the Chiefs, though, week 1. You want to see the schedule? I think it's going to be an interesting year for the Cowboys, as it looks like we are going to be matched up with the AFC West, as we have the Broncos as well as the Chargers. So we got 3 straight AFC West targets out there. Then we got Commanders, Packers, Giants. Bye week 7. Then we got Vikings, Raiders, Eagles, Bills, the Eagles again, Commanders, Lions, Seahawks, Falcons, Giants, and we finish up with the Bears. So it's a fun schedule. I can't wait. I think it's gonna be a fun season to have. But y'all, leave your feedback for me below. Let me know what you thought of our off season. Do you like the additions? Do you not like the additions? And what are your expectations for season 2 for our Cowboys? Better or worse than last year? 14-3 with the Super Bowl. Can we do it again? We'll find out as it all goes back to AT&T. Next episode, week 1, taking on the Chiefs.